Welcome to First Chapter Fridays. I'm Miss Karen, the Children's Librarian at the Oakmont Carnegie Library, and today we are focusing on Black History Month, which is the month of February. You can see here, this is our Black History Month book display. We've got so many awesome books that you can check out. Hop onto our catalog at oakmontlibrary.org. And you can check these out online, or we do have browsing appointments as well, so you can call us or go on our website to request an appointment to come on in and check these books out in person. What is Black History Month? It was created to focus attention on the contributions of African Americans to the United States. It honors all Black people from all periods of U.S. history, from the enslaved people first brought over from Africa in the early 17th century to African Americans living in the United States today. And today I'm reading the beginning of what is the Civil Rights Movement, the first chapter. I do have some books on display here underneath my sign in this series, the What Is series, or the What Was series, but that is not our focus today. Our focus is of course, Black History Month. So this is called What is the Civil Rights Movement? And you can see the table of contents here, which tells you all about what's in there. What is the Civil Rights Movement? One afternoon in March 1955, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin boarded a public bus for home. A deep brown-skinned girl with large dark eyes and black-rimmed glasses, Claudette was a high school student in Montgomery, Alabama. On the bus, Claudette and three friends took seats in a row for Black passengers. You can see how the bus is marked. At the time, public buses in the South were segregated by race. Racial segregation meant keeping Black people separated from white people. In Alabama, white passengers sat in the front rows marked by a sign that read white. Passengers of color had to take seats in rows behind the sign. If more white people boarded the bus after the white area was full, Black passengers who had seats were forced to give them up. That's what happened to Claudette and her friends when a young white woman boarded the bus on their trip home. The other girls gave up their seats, but Claudette did not. Just for that, Claudette was arrested. She was locked up in an adult jail cell. I can still vividly hear the click of those keys, she later said. What made a teenage girl act so bravely? At school, Claudette had learned about Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. Both African-American women had fought for years against the injustice of slavery. Claudette believed staying in her seat was doing what they would have wanted her to do. She said, "It felt as though Harriet Tubman's hands were pushing me down on one shoulder and Sojourner Truth's hands were pushing me down on the other shoulder. I felt inspired by these women because my teacher taught us about them in so much detail. I wasn't frightened but disappointed and angry because I knew I was sitting in the right seat." And you can see some information about Ida B. Wells. Like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth, Ida B. Wells was an early activist for African American civil rights. And there's lots of informative text boxes throughout these series of books. Claudette took a stand for civil rights that day. Civil rights are protections promised to all citizens of the United States of America, like the right to vote or the right to an education. Big changes can start with the bravery of a single person. Claudette was one of the many brave people who would work together for the three great promises of America: life, liberty, and happiness. All right, thank you for joining me for another First Chapter Fridays, and I will see you next week.